the end of the day, why are we upset about this? Because it means repression of free speech, right? So I thought I'd come and talk about what's happened to me in the EU, in the Council of Europe, and I appreciate Claire and the rest of the panel having me. So my name is Richard Medhurst. I'm an independent journalist. My parents used to work at the United Nations. So because I'm British, I live in Vienna though, and I've got permanent residency there. So when I landed at Heathrow in August, counterterrorism police came on the plane and arrested me. No badges, no ID, nothing. And one of them was in tactical gear, like I'm some armed criminal or something. And they arrested me for my journalism. And this is the first time in British history that they've ever done this. They used provision of the law, section 12(1)(a). It literally criminalizes opinions or beliefs. Those are the exact words. And you could also be held criminally liable for what someone else understands from your videos or your work. So yeah, they also deprived me of other rights. Like they said, you have the right to know why you've been arrested and the right to tell your family. And I said, can I know why I've been arrested? And they said, yeah, Terrorism Act, Section 12. What is that? So they wouldn't explain that to me. And then when I asked to call a family member or a friend, they also said, no, you're not allowed to do that. And I was like, you just told me. It's on video. They have all of this stuff, so we'll see it someday. But if it was almost like, some kind of insane comedy, hard to believe that it was happening. And they kept me for like 20 hours until they questioned me. So for like 20 hours, I didn't even know why I was there. And as I said, it was all because of my journalism. And they are putting terrorism laws above Article 10, which guarantees free speech. And in the UK, the adoption of the European Convention of Human Rights is the Human Rights Act. It's the same thing. Every EU member has done that, and Council of Europe member has done that. So despite Brexit, we still have the Human Rights Act because of Council of Europe. We still have free speech, but they're burying that in the favor of the terrorism laws. And I've been under investigation for like 9 months now, 10 months, no charges yet. So there's infinite investigation. They've extended it 3 times. So if I'm so dangerous, you need 6 counterterrorism police to come grab me off of the plane. Why do you need 10 months to find evidence? All right. So that doesn't make any sense. That's also no due process, no correct. And they didn't even tell me I could have a lawyer. I had to bring that up, which is also interesting. And then in Austria, they basically told me to come to the immigration authorities. Now, like I said, my parents are UN diplomats, so I've lived in Vienna for a while, never been asked to come to the immigration authorities. I got the Brexit card and all this stuff, so I knew something was up. And then I come there, and they explicitly threatened me to my face that they could take away my residency because of my reporting. Like unbelievable stuff. And then when that was done, they had intelligence agents come in the room, served me with a search warrant. They searched my person, my home, my studio. They took like 20,000 euros worth of equipment or more. Like they came back the next day with like papers like this much of stuff that they took, listed. So they're also putting your right to residency, your right to free speech. They're burying that in favor of terrorism laws. And once again, they've never used this kind of stuff. And here's the funniest part: is that in Austria, they didn't just say that it's like supporting terrorism. They said I'm a member of Hamas. It makes me a member of Hamas. And I tried explaining to them they don't have Christian members in Hamas. It's not allowed, and they just wouldn't get it. And there's a